This is a video response to the video Lone Republican Explains Why He Voted for Same-Sex Marriage. This is a Senator Branden Petersen from Minnesota, a Republican, lone Republican. And he's right about some things, that there is an honest philosophical agreement, moral disagreement here between those that support same-sex marriage and those who don't. And it is absurd to call those that do not support same-sex marriage hateful and bigoted, because there's other forms of marriage that most people on the same-sex marriage side don't support, whether that be incest or polyamory or polygamy. And even if one were to say, oh yeah, I do support all these things, well, it still doesn't make those that don't hateful. It just means that they have a moral backbone as opposed to those that would. He talks about that it's the burden of the government, why not to treat each other people equal, and he feels this issue is centers around the 14th Amendment of equal protection. And if you're going to talk like this, you just have to change the scenario a little bit and say, okay, when it is incestuous people standing before us wanting to be married, am I going to say it's a matter of the 14th Amendment? And that it's on the burden of government to say, we're not going to treat you equal? Well, that's fine. There's good reasons why we don't allow incestuous marriage. There's good reasons why we don't allow polygamy and polyamory, even though there's people in our country that practice these things, and government has laws about it. They don't do anything about it. Doesn't mean that we need to promote these things by giving them marriage, because that's what marriage is. It's a promotion of a certain kind of relationship. It's one thing to allow the liberty of people to engage in it. It's another one to say, hey, we're actually going to help promote this by giving you benefits, by giving you the backing of the government in all legal matters and everything else, and just people's perception of what's right and wrong. A lot of that is dependent on what the government and what the legislators like this man say is right and wrong. It's a big part of where people get their moral compass. And he goes on with this emotional plea. We don't do our best thinking from an emotional plea where the daughter of a homosexual couple, how is he going to explain to her how he's not in favor of their parents getting married? Well, the same way you would if it was the daughter of an incestuous couple, the same way you would if it was the daughter of a polyamorous couple. You simply say that, there's moral considerations here, adult moral considerations, and when you grow up, perhaps you can understand them. That's all that is there. And so he said he thought about it carefully, but I think as I've pointed out, that's simply not so. Unfortunately, our legislators were counting on them to do that, but get the same kind of thinking that we get out of a gay activist.